And this is set 2. Quadratics, complete the square and solve. I'm just going to do the first one or two with a full explanation, and then I'm just going to go through the normal process to show you how fast that complete the square can be. And then in set 3 I'm going to be even faster. And so should you be, because complete the square can be way fast. And it was 18 minutes or so on the first set. I've just spent half a minute. My target is about 15, I think, so I've got 14.5 minutes. Let's see what we can do. What's that process? To just rewrite the following expressions in this form. There's not a number there because there's not a number here other than 1. So we halve the number of x's, put it in the bracket and square the bracket. We square this number and take it away outside the bracket, and then we add the 1. So it's equal to x plus 2, all squared, take away 3. Halve the number, put it inside the bracket with x, square the bracket, square this number and take it away outside the bracket, and add the number that's already there. And we've got x plus 4, squared, take away 11. Halve this number, put it inside the bracket with x, so half minus 12 minus 6, squared, square the 6, and take it away outside the bracket, and add the number that's already there. So let's make sure we've got all our equals in there. X minus 6, all squared, take away 23. Not an even number, a little bit nasty when we've got fractions, but we leave them as fractions because it's easy to square a fraction. We square the top and we square the bottom. And then the 7, we want to turn into quarters, so we're going to add 28 over 4. And putting these two fractions together gives us add 3/4. So it's x minus 5 over 2, all squared, take away 3/4. X minus 9 over 2, squared, plus 17, and take away the 81 over 4. Right, 17 is 68/4. So when we put these two together, we get minus 13/4. So it's equal to x minus 9 over 2, all squared, take away 13/4. The one's at the bottom. Question 6. Take a 5 out. Divide the rest of our quadratic by 5. So 3/5 of x. Take away 1. Complete the square inside the square bracket. So 5. X plus 3/10 again, because we can't, when it's an odd numerator, we can't halve it. Take away 9/100. Take away 10/100. No, 100/100. Close the square bracket, then we'll put these two together, which is minus 109/100. Multiply everything by 5. This is going to become a 20, look. Equals 5. X plus 3/10 squared, take away 109 over 20. Divide everything by 6, so x squared plus 8 over 6, which is really 4 over 3. X and 3 divided by 6 is a half. And we take the 6 outside the bracket. And that's equal to 6. Square the bracket inside the square bracket. X plus 2/3. We can halve the 4/3 by halving the numerator. Square this one and take it away outside the bracket. Make this one into 9ths, which we can't, but we can make the halves into 18ths, and we can make 4 9ths into 8 18ths. And then add the half, and is it really clear what we've done? Yeah. And we're just going to cross that one out and make 9 18ths. So take away 8 18ths. And add 9 18ths, becomes plus 1 18th. So 1 over 18 there. And it's really clear if everyone's looking, because I've put a nice line through so you can still see what was there before. And then multiply everything by 6. So it's equal to 6. X plus 2/3, all squared. Take away an 18th times 6, becomes a 1/3. And oh look, we've got thirds. We've got common denominators. It's not very common. It's happened twice there. Oh, sorry, it is common there, but not when we solve it. Divide everything by 3. Take 3 outside the bracket. Divide everything else by 3. X squared plus 4/3. X plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. Complete the square inside the bracket. X plus 2/3 squared. Take away 4/9. Make the 3 into ninths. Becomes add 27/9. Put these together, becomes plus 23/9. And multiply everything by 3. 3x plus 2/3 squared. Add 23/3. Because I multiplied the whole bracket, everything inside the bracket by 3. How are we doing for time? That's 5 minutes. Hey. So can I do these 12 questions in 10 minutes? Well, let's have a go. We've got to solve these. So this is nice. This is when we get lots of denominators which are similar, the same. Half the number, put it inside the bracket with x. Square the bracket. Square this number and take it away outside the bracket. Take away the 4. Equals not. Cross that out. Becomes 5. Get rid of the square. Plus and minus it, and take away the 1. So x equals minus 1 plus or minus root 5. Half this number, put it inside the bracket with x. Square the bracket. Square this number, take it away outside the bracket. Take away the number or add the number that's already there. Equals naught. Add those together and put it over the other side. Square root it. And then take away the 2. X equals minus 2 plus or minus root 5. Half this number, which is best, always best as a fraction. Square this number and take it away outside the bracket. 25/4. Make this into quarters. Oh look, we've got 21/4 again. Equals naught. Cross them out. 21/4. Square root. And then take away the 5/2. Minus 5/2. Plus or minus the square root of 21. Square root of 4, 2. X squared plus x minus 5. Half the 1 that's in front of that x becomes a half. Square the bracket. Square this number and take it away outside. Make the minus 5 into 20ths. And we've got that 21/4 again. These are different questions, you know. 21/4. Square root it. Plus or minus it. X equals minus a half. Plus or minus the square root of 21. Square root of 4. 2. Divide everything by 2. That becomes a 3. This becomes a half. Half this number, put inside the bracket with x. Plus 3/2. Square my bracket. Square this number and take it away outside the bracket. Make this into quarters. Equals naught. Put those 2 quarters together. Move it over the other side, becomes plus 7/4. Square root it. Make it a plus and minus to get rid of that square sign. And take away the 3/2. Plus or minus square root of 7 divided by the square root of 4, which is 2. Okay, so get rid of them by dividing everything by 4. This becomes a 3/4. Half the 3, put inside the bracket with x. Square the bracket. Square the 3/2. Again, like we did there, we get 9/4. This is already 3/4, so add 3/4. Put these together and move it over the other side, becomes 6/4. I could cancel that down, but I'm not going to, because x equals minus 3/2 plus or minus root 6 over the square root of 4, which is another 2 on the bottom. Move everything over the same side and get rid of the 5 in the 5x squared bit. So we got x squared. Take away 10x divided by 5. Let's take away 2x. Take away 1 divided by 5. Let's take away a fifth. It's equal to naught. So x minus 1 all squared. Take away 5/5. Take away that fifth that's already there. So 5/5 is the 1 that I get from squaring that one. Put these together, I get 6/5. Square root it, plus and minus it, and add the 1. X equals 1 plus or minus root 6 over root 5, which equals 1 plus or minus root 30 over 5. So multiply on top and bottom by root 5 of the fraction part. I'm not bothering with the 1 because I'm just making this not equivalent fraction to the 6th, or root 6 divided by root 5. It's the same as root 30 divided by 5, but the denominator's not a third. Divide everything by 5 and move these 2 bits over. So x squared, add 4/5 x, take away 2/5 equals naught. halve this number, put it inside the bracket with x, square the bracket, square this number, take it away outside the bracket, and make this fraction the same numerator as that one, times by 5, equals 0. Put those together, move over the other side, 14 over 25, square root it, plus or minus it, and take away the 2 fifths. X equals minus 2 fifths, plus or minus square root 14, divided by the square root of 25, that's 5 as well, same denominators. Divide everything by 3 and move these bits over, x squared plus 4 thirds x, take away 1, equals 0, halve this number, put it inside the bracket with x, square the bracket, square this number, take it away outside the bracket, make this the same denominator as that, equals 0, put these two together and put it over the other side, square root, to get rid of the square, plus and minus it, x equals minus 2 thirds, plus or minus square root of 13, divided by the square root of 9, which is 3. 3 questions left, and we're up to nearly 11 minutes. Storming. Okay, we're just going to move all of these 3 parts of our 3-part quad, 3-term quadratic over the other side, or just 10 times or divide everything by minus 1. X squared minus 2x minus 5 equals 0. Halve this number, put inside the bracket with x, square it, square this number, take it away outside the bracket, take away the 5 that's already there, put them together, get 6, square root it, and then add 1. X equals 1 plus or minus root 6. Nice and easy one. Divide everything by minus 2. This becomes a single x squared and positive. This becomes minus 2x's, and this becomes minus 5 over 2 equals 0. Halve this number, put it inside the bracket with x, square the bracket, square this number, take it away outside the bracket, but I want halves, so let's make that 2 halves. It was a whole one, 2 halves is the same as a whole. Take away 5 over 2 equals 0. Put these together and put it over the other side. Square root it to get rid of the square that was there, plus and minus it, and add the 1. X equals 1 plus or minus root 7 divided by root 2, which is the same as 1 plus or minus root 14 divided by 2. Just times the fraction part here by root 2 over root 2 to make this an equivalent fraction. This is an equivalent fraction to 7 over root 2 because we've just times this fraction by 1. Divide everything by minus 3, x squared, take away x, take away 5 thirds, equals 0. Halve this number, put it inside the bracket with x, square the bracket, and this is where we get 12s, isn't it? So take away a quarter, take away 5 thirds, equals 0. Put these together over there, and let's have a common denominator at the same time. And we need 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 5 is 20. All my minus signs have become pluses. Square root it, and then add the half. X equals a half, plus or minus square root of 23. Square root of 12 is 2 root 3. So if we times this by root 3, divide by root 3, we get a half, plus or minus root 69 by multiplying those together. It's nicer to see root 69 rather than 2 surds multiplied together. And 2 root 3 times root 3 is 6, because root 3 times root 3 is 3 times the 2 that's already there is 6. We're done. 14 minutes.